Betrayal in the wilderness. The wind swept over the prairie with a lonely cry, carrying with it the weight of approaching storm clouds. Eliza Carter pressed her hand against the swell of her stomach, feeling the faint kick of the life inside her. It should have been a moment of joy, anticipation for the child she and her husband were to welcome into the world. Instead, an unease clung to her heart, for Thomas had grown distant, his eyes sharp with impatience rather than warmth. They had been married 3 years, yet in the last few months, he seemed more a stranger than a husband. At night, he seldom spoke to her. By day, he disappeared for hours at a time, offering no explanation beyond vague mentions of trading or tending business in the nearby settlements. Eliza's closest friend, Martha, had warned her gently that Thomas might be seeking comfort elsewhere. Eliza had brushed it aside at first, unwilling to believe in betrayal. But her husband's cold silences and the smell of perfume on his coat had confirmed what her heart had feared. Thomas Carter was not the man she thought she had married. This evening, he urged her into the wagon without explanation. "We'll visit your aunt," he said curtly, his eyes avoiding hers. His tone left no room for questions, though a voice deep inside her whispered of danger. Still, with her condition, she had little choice but to obey. She sat quietly, fingers clasped, praying the journey might restore some sense of closeness between them. The prairie stretched endless around them, the horizon painted with streaks of crimson dusk. Hours passed, yet no familiar landmarks appeared. Eliza's suspicion grew with every turn of the wheels. "Thomas," she ventured softly, "this isn't the way to Aunt Margaret's." His jaw tightened. "Don't speak. Just trust me." But there was no trust left, only fear. When he finally halted the wagon, they were in a clearing miles from any settlement. The silence here was heavy, broken only by the restless stamping of the horses. Thomas dismounted and motioned for her to step down. Her legs trembled as she obeyed. "Why are we here?" she asked, her voice trembling. For a long moment he said nothing. Then his gaze, once the one she had turned to for protection, hardened like stone. "You were a mistake, Eliza. You and that child, nothing but chains around my neck." The words cut deeper than any blade. Tears welled in her eyes, but before she could respond, Thomas grasped her by the arm and shoved her roughly into the dirt. Pain seared through her body, her hands instinctively shielding her belly. She cried out, but the prairie swallowed her voice. He looked down at her without remorse. "No one will find you here." The realization struck like thunder. He intended to leave her,